Hey, what's up, guys? It's Randall from OddsJam back with you today to place some plus EV bets. Going to take a look at some of the sportsbook promotions that are out there for this Sunday in the NFL or just whatever sport they're offering promos in. And then also going to place a golf bet here. I found some value in a guy that I think can win the Sony Open today. So we'll go through that, take a look. We'll place that bet. I actually bet him last night already at a worse number, but we'll bet him again today, and we'll see if we can find some plus EV plays here this morning. There was quite a bit earlier whenever I was looking in Illinois, so we should be able to lock in a few plays, as well as I'll check out the states, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Colorado, for those of you guys that are watching that have access to more books than I do and are looking for some plays today. So I'll go ahead and share my screen again. Talked about this yesterday, tracking our bets. I'm showing you that you can bet smaller amounts, still be profitable. Some of you may be intimidated by $50, $100 bets, $200, $300 bets. So we have kind of scaled it back here. You can see yesterday we took the Blackhawks minus the 1.5 against the Ducks. We got that at plus 184 on FanDuel. Closing line was plus 158. So we beat the closing line there and we got a winner. So we will mark that. Hopefully we can place more than one bet today. Should be able to. There seems to be a lot out there. So if you hop back over to the homepage, we've only got $3 profit, but beating the closing line now 50% of the time. So let's see if we can place some bets on this plus EV page. So go ahead and hit refresh here. Ohio State -6 in the first half. I kind of like that play. I liked Ohio State a little bit in this game against Penn State. Let's go ahead and log in here. We'll see if we can place that bet, and if we can, we will get that one locked in, get it added to our bet tracker. Just to double check that here, it looks like -5.5, -6, 26-cent difference here in the market with 13 cents here on Barstool. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just place that on Barstool. If it lands 6, we get a push. If you would rather place that bet on DraftKings, feel free, or I'm sorry, on FanDuel, feel free. You won't get a push if it lands 6. I do think that Ohio State can blow Penn State out here. Should be out to a comfortable lead by halftime. Let's see here. -5.5, -113. So it looks like that one has already moved on us. So that should update here in just a little bit. Let's double check and see if we can find it on FanDuel. The first half, we'll see what that is. Maybe we can bet that. -5.5, -112. So let's see here. -5.5, -112. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll take that because Barstool. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at Barstool there. -6, -103. Sorry about that. There it is. So we'll go ahead. We'll throw 25 on that. We'll place that bet. Ohio State -6 in the first half. Normally not a big fan of first half bets, just simply because they're not as bet into as some of the other markets. But I do like Ohio State today in this game. So we'll go ahead and add that. So we've put that in. You can see here, bet tracker. We've thrown 25 on it, -103 odds. This will update here with whatever the closing line is. If this line is to get worse, we will get an email and we can choose to cash out or let it ride. So make sure you have those notifications on. Point that out in every live stream. Very important to have those on. Villanova first half, they were actually a play earlier. Whenever I was looking for the game, should have locked that one in, but it's since moved. I will say on Sundays, typically in college basketball, for whatever reasons, favorites usually tend to roll. both full game and first half. So we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and lock Nova in as well on the first half, minus 8.5. We'll get two first half plays going today in college basketball. Give us a little bit of action here, some profitable bets prior to NFL kicking off. So minus 8.5, minus 103. So we'll go ahead and throw 25 on that one as well. So we'll hop back over here. We'll add that to our bet tracker. Villanova minus 8.5 in the first half for 25. Again, bet tracker, we've placed that. This will update what the closing line is as it refreshes. So we've placed two bets here. I'm going to go ahead and sort this by percentage. We'll see if there's anything today with a little bit higher expected value on the percentage. Remember market width. I talk about this in every stream. I like to see this number between 15 and 25 cents. If it's lower, it's obviously better, but I look for 15 to 25 cents whenever I am placing these bets. As you can see, not much really here. A little bit of value, it looks like, on Marist money line, but 32-cent difference. So going to go ahead and pass. We're getting down to the 1% area. So I'm going to go ahead and hop over here to New Jersey, see what you guys have if you're in a state with BetMGM and some sports books that I don't have. I'll turn player props on here a little bit later on. I'll go ahead and sort this by day. We'll see what we've got. So it looks like Navy +1 has some value. Again, if you're wanting to check on other things or just look at this game a little bit, you can see here, you can compare this with all of the sports books. So you can see Fox bets minus 110. The score is minus 110. Every other book has it minus 117, minus 128. So there's definitely some value here on Navy +1. I do like to use this basketball ranking system on ESPN. So you can see ESPN pretty well gives this a 50-50 chance, total toss up. So Navy +1, if you can get that on Fox Bet or the score, I think is definitely worth a bet. Tampa Bay, Philly, we've got a 16-cent difference here in the market width. So very, very tight market. Only about 1.8% expected value, but there's definitely value there. Borgata minus 120 over 45.5. Again, if you click this calculator, you can always see the win percentage. So about a 55% chance of that hitting. We'll continue to scroll here and see if we can find any more value. Fox Bet, Ryder St. Peter's. You've got a total over under 134.5. Again, mentioned this yesterday, smaller market, maybe worth looking into, kind of comparing what the other books have just to see who is in fact wrong. So, I mean, you can see every other book has this juice to the under. Pinnacle saying it should be minus 131. You can get minus 110. So maybe that's worth a look. It looks like a couple of the other books, or I guess Pinnacle is sitting at 133 as their line. So as Alex has said before on the streams, this positive EV page is not the Bible. It's definitely worth looking into to see if there's some value. I would definitely suggest that on these smaller market games. Here's one here, 27-cent difference. It looks like you're getting about 5% return. Taking a look again here, you can just go through what was that bet? 129.5. So value is definitely on the under. When you look at this, you can see minus 110 Caesars, Borgata, Barstool. It's minus 137 on Pinnacle. Everywhere else, minus 125, minus 118. So maybe that under is worth a bet. I'm going to go ahead and keep scrolling here, see if we we see anything. We mentioned the Tampa Bay Philly earlier. Let's go ahead and sort back by percentage. Marist looks like on the money line definitely has some value, but a little bit too wide of a market here. Then I would like to see 32 cents. Not saying it's not worth a play. We can hop over here and check and see what ESPN says. So, I mean, ESPN has Monmouth by 3. So maybe that's worth a look. Expecting definitely a close game in that particular game between Marist and Monmouth. Let's go ahead and turn player props on. It looks like we're kind of seeing some of the same things. So let's get the player props turned on. We'll take a look at some of those. See if there's any value. So 16% here. Andrew Wiggins under a half a block. 35-cent difference here in the market with. The under is plus 115. I have heard several users of OddsJam say that there is value in these block props whenever you're betting them. I have not personally bet a block prop yet, but maybe worth looking into. It is a little bit wider of a market, but it's definitely not as wide as this one here with Isaiah Stewart on his blocks. So Deontay Johnson under 6.5 receptions, 7% return here, 38-cent difference in the market with. I think the Steelers are definitely going to have to probably throw the ball. They're probably going to be playing from behind. We can go ahead and just see. We'll look up Deontay Johnson's stats, see how he's kind of fared. So, I mean, 7 catches, 8 catches. He had 6 catches against the Chiefs the day after Christmas. So it looks like he's guaranteed to win as well. So I would say he will probably do next to nothing after a ridiculous statement like that. So let's go ahead, actually, or he'll have a monster game and he'll catch a ton of balls and score a couple touchdowns. But let's I'm going to go ahead and actually bet this. Not a big guy on player props, but we'll see if we can we'll see if this is still out there. We'll give us a little bit of action on a player prop. Again, showing you here that you do not have to bet a ton of money with OddsJam to be profitable. So that's why you're seeing me bet smaller amounts. Just want to show some of those people out there that bet smaller amounts. It can be done. If you do want to bet bigger, by all means, I do as well. For the sake of these streams, I have not been, but I definitely do usually put more down than $15 to $25 on these particular plus EV plays. So Deontay Johnson, receptions over under 6.5. Under 6.5 is minus 110. So it looks like that's still a play. Let's just check that out, see what he is, where he's at on all of these other books. So, I mean, Pinnacle's minus 153. Caesars is minus 125. I'm going to go ahead and change this to California just so I can see all of the sports books. Again, this is something that you can do yourself. Deontay Johnson under 6.5. So, I mean, it looks like the general consensus here, I mean, just taking a look, the under at Superbook, minus 124. So definitely appears to be some value here. I'm going to go ahead and hit that. We'll just throw 15 on the player prop. Deontay Johnson under 6.5 receptions. So we'll hop back over here to the plus EV page. Hopefully, there it is. So it's not moved, so we can go ahead and add that. I need to change this to DraftKings since I've switched my state to California. We threw 15 on that, so we'll go ahead and save it and switch back here to Illinois, see what we have cooking. 18% here on Roethlisberger passing attempts over 38.5. Said earlier, I definitely think they will be throwing the ball. Whether or not that leads to completions, yet to be seen. We can take a look at this and kind of see what everybody has. So FanDuel has it minus 102. Take a look here and see what Ben Roethlisberger has done in his last couple of games. So it looks like, it's not going to show me. Doesn't look like it's going to show me his pass attempts. We'll go in here to ESPN and take a look. So it looks like Baltimore 44, 46 against Cleveland, 35 against KC. And again, what's that number? 38.5. So we'll compare that with some other books here and just see. Again, I'm not big on player props. I will bet them from time to time. I definitely like to see value here. So, I mean, you can look at this minus 102. It's not really, really significant. I mean, WinBet has it plus 100. It looks like everybody's kind of in line here. There's not a huge discrepancy outside of what Pinnacle has. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on that particular play. Hop back over here. Let's go Colorado, see if anything pops up at any of the books out there. WinBet. So we just talked about that over 38.5. You can get that plus 100. Continuing to scroll. Marist again, still popping up. We talked about that one earlier. Not really too high on that. Pretty high market width there for me to want to touch. I'm going to go ahead and just search this page by football. We'll see what football props there are. So we hit the Deontay Johnson already on the under. Dalton Schultz under 17.5 for the longest reception. Claypool under 3.5. Looks like some value there. Giovanni Bernard over 15.5 receiving yards. AJ Green, this is for tomorrow, over 3.5 receptions. Look like there's some value there. 30-cent difference in the market width. Again, just paying close attention to this market width. The wider the market, the less, say, confident Pinnacle might be in their line. So just like to pay attention to that. Got some longest receptions here. Jimmy G under 1.5 total passing touchdowns. I kind of like that. I think Dallas really takes it to them in this game. I'm going to be betting Dallas today in this particular game. We can see here Jimmy G under 1.5. So, I mean, it kind of looks like that's the consensus. Well, actually, I guess the consensus appears to actually be on the over with the other books outside of Pinnacle. So take that for what it's worth. But Dallas looks like minus 165 on the money line at DraftKings, minus 162 on FanDuel. Bookmaker has a minus 160. So if you're comparing it with Bookmaker, you can get a little bit of value if you wanted to take the Niners on the money line. Otherwise, it looks like it's pretty well in line. I know this is definitely a heavily bet game. I think Dallas is laying 3 in this one. They refuse to move the line, which tells me that they're very confident in this line. And Dallas, to me at least, appears to be the right side. So I'll be on Dallas minus 3 in this game. It's not a plus EV play, but neither is San Francisco. Excuse me. So looking here, it looks like we've had a couple more pop up. Gronk over 62.5 receiving yards at the Superbook. A little bit wider market, but definitely some value here. It looks like if you compare Gronk in some of the other books, you can see that, where was it at? Superbook was, so yeah, over 62.5 minus 118. It looks like 65.5 on PointsBet is the line, 61.5 at Barstool and Twin Spires. So maybe some value there on Gronk to have over that. Dak pass attempts over under 38.5. A lot of people are expecting a shootout, so maybe there's a little bit of value there for Dak to throw the ball over 38.5 times. I know he definitely, take a look and see what his stats are by game. Again, this is not something you have to do, but when I'm doing player props, I like to do a little bit of research here. I mean, this game was definitely a blowout. so he wasn't throwing the ball nearly as much. I'm not sure he even played the whole game. And again, a blowout. It looks like 38-39. So, I mean, consistently, he's up in the high 30s. That number is 38.5. Only thing I'd be wary of is if it is a blowout. Probably see a heavy dose of the run game. So I'm going to go ahead and hop back over to Illinois, see if there's any last-minute bets I can place before these games get going. It looks like our first two 12 Eastern games are underway with Villanova and Ohio State, so we can check in on those before we exit out of this live stream. Looks like Niagara, Iona, some value here on the over. Got a 24-cent difference in the market with 21 cents here. If that's a play that you're interested in. Boston Navy, again, these are some lower percentages. So lower percentage as far as the expected value goes. So maybe not something you want to bet. Quinnipiac and Fairfield, smaller market game. Let's just go ahead and check that one and see. So Quinnipiac -1 is what ESPN has. So pretty well spot on, but there is some value here on Quinnipiac, -110 on Barstool, -1.5. Let's go ahead and bet that game. Let's see. So it looks like Villanova -8.5 in the first half is -186 live. So we definitely got the better of the number there. Let's see here. We said Quinnipiac was what we were going to bet. -1.5, -110. Let's just make sure that that's still the same. So we will go ahead and that's -205. We'll clear that out. Quinnipiac, there we go. So we'll throw 25 on Quinnipiac. We've got to log back into Wager. Give me just a second. Don't know my login information. Have it saved to my computer, so that's a problem. Face ID on my phone. Let's go. Here we go. Get logged in. See if we can place that. Did that game? There it is right there. -1.5, -110. There we go. So we'll throw 25 on that. We'll bet that. So we'll hop back over here. We will add that to our bet tracker. Again, 19-cent difference in the market width. So tighter market. That's a number that I like to see there. Here, a little bit less expected value, 16 cents. So, I mean, if you wanted to take Quinnipiac -2 at +100 odds, you could definitely do that as well. And I'll hop over here to our bet tracker. We've got that one placed. So we can take one last look here at the Plus EV page, just see if there's anything new. And then I'm going to place a golf bet. And then I'll go over a couple guys that I have that I think can score touchdowns today in the NFL playoff game. So not seeing anything on the positive EV page. For golf, a guy that I'm looking at to win this tournament is Russell Henley. I've tried to look on Pinnacle. I don't see any odds for him to win the tournament today. So I checked out Betfair. You can see Betfair, when you convert that from decimal to American, fair odds, or the odds for that, I guess, on Betfair +100. You can see Circa has Russell Henley -110. DraftKings is offering Russell Henley +125. I mentioned earlier I did take a bad number on him in that particular game, or in that particular bet. Looks like Ohio State's down here. Need them to get going. Let's see here. So go back here to golf. He's +110 on FanDuel. We'll take a look at Barstool, see what they're offering on Henley to win the tournament today. They're offering +100, so the same as Betfair. Looking here on Caesars. Caesars has him -110. BetMGM has him +100. So I'm going to go ahead, +125, definitely seems like some good value. I've already bet him, so I'm just going to throw 25 on Henley to win the Sony Open. Give us a little bit of action here in the golf tournament as we're finishing up the slate in the NFL and preparing for the Sunday night football game. Some anytime touchdown scorers today. We had Josh Jacobs and Jamar Chase yesterday. Neither one of those guys got into the end zone, but we did cash with Gabriel Davis plus 350 last night on Barstool. So if you had that, congrats. I have my anytime touchdown scorer video that you can watch on the YouTube channel. If you don't want to go watch that, I'll just tell you right now who my guys are that I have. It's Devontae Smith today, plus 270 on FanDuel. These numbers could be long gone. I did this video, I believe it was on Friday. Lock these numbers in on Friday. So be sure to shop around. Chase Claypool plus 310 on FanDuel is my other anytime touchdown scorer for today. Dalton Schultz plus 188 on Barstool. Again, not sure if that number's there. Let's just take a look and see where that one actually is. Since we have it pulled up, we can see what Schultz is to win, or not to win, to score a touchdown today. Cowboys. Take a look here at the player props, touchdown scorer. So Schultz is actually, so he's plus 195. So lock that in a little bit too early, it looks like. Plus 195 there. And then Higbee is plus 250 on DraftKings. We'll just take a look and see what he is to score a touchdown tomorrow. It's plus 250 the other day. So it looks like Higbee is still plus 250. So shop around, make sure you're getting the best of the number. Again, I only am using these 3 books here in Illinois, so it's pretty easy for me to shop around. Higbee's plus 230 on FanDuel, plus 250 on DraftKings. We'll just take a look here on Barstool. We'll see what he is. But yeah, important to shop around. I know Gabriel Davis was plus 350 on FanDuel, and that was a very, very high number. He's only plus 180 on Barstool. So, I mean, big difference here in Higbee if you're shopping around. So that's pretty well all I've got. Pretty much all I've got for today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, reach out to me on Twitter at Randall K. Betts. Enjoy doing these live streams. We'll continue to do them every day. Throughout the day, place some plus EV bets and hopefully make you guys some money. Thanks, guys.